Okay. And so, Talu, this honor thing seems to be questionable starting out in this particular campaign.
Yes. And look, don't forget Strickland now. We got an honor, we got a trust issue with this guy too.
It's time to transition to Strickland. Yeah. Go ahead.
And look, now we've done Harrington.
Yes.
He's cooked. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
He's cooked. And Strickland is getting cooked.
Okay.
Okay, because Strickland has an air of racism that's hovering over his head everywhere he goes. Okay, and it's true. Okay, because facts are real now, except when you're dealing with Trumpism. Okay, but facts are real. Okay, yeah. So anything that has to do with African American people under the Strickland administration it slides off the table. Almost anything. And it receives a hard line position. And those two examples are just a soft way of calling someone a racist. Okay. Now, when the young people occupied the bridge a couple of years or so ago, the city under the Strickland's administration took the hardest possible line against them. Okay, and in that he put individuals' name on a blacklist, targeted these individuals to make it all virtually impossible for them to gain employment, you know, make applications for this and that. I didn't know a list can get so powerful. Okay, I mean, it really affected people's lives. And I know one person personally that was affected. Okay, then the court found out that he violated a consent decree. Okay, or the court upheld his violation of a consent decree, and he had to roll back that encroachment on these individuals' constitutional rights. That's racism. Because if these kids were Caucasian children, none of that stuff would have happened. I mean, it just wouldn't have happened. We all know it. Now, in this day and time, you have to call a spade, period. We don't hold our tongue now that we are in these fights against white supremacists and racists. You know, we call it like it is. And because we got that liberty right now. This is a great time to set the record straight. Now, then later on, this man takes the position on the Beale Street Bucks. Okay. Now, his position on the Beale Street Bucks sounds honorable. You know, okay, yeah. The city council hired this is Mayor Strickland hired a consultant, and the consultant found that when the Beale Street Buck is in effect, crime goes down. When the Beale Street Buck recedes, then crime goes up. Now, in the dog whistling of politics, one thing is said on the surface, but there's another meaning underneath, like a dog whistle. We can't hear a dog whistle, but the dog can hear the whistle. Okay, now, saying that, it sounds like a policy of Beale Street Buck is acceptable because it's going to stop crime. But underneath that, it's racism. Why is it racism? Because the undercurrent and the underlanguage is the Beale Street Bucks stop black folks from coming downtown. Okay? And in the gentrification part of that, if a policy is in place by the government to hold back black people using police power or any other kind of power, that's just a gentrification scheme too.
Yes.
Okay, so now, this
in light of the history of Beale Street, And the history of Beale Street does not give us the history of violence and murder and killing, etc.
No.
Continue, sir.
No, exactly, and that's a very good point. So this man is saying to us all in the plain view, so that we all could see and hear, that we want to keep black people off Beale Street because black people are criminals.
Yes.
Now, does he have to give anybody's name? John Smith, Michael Kinky, or whatever? Mm-hmm. Make it individual? Mm-hmm. No. It's a broad policy, a broad and sweeping policy that Mayor Strickland has accepted and instituted Beale Street Bucks, and the purpose of Beale Street Bucks is to keep African Americans off the street. Mm-hmm. And the street was developed and worldwide known because of African Americans.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
The people around the world that come to Beale Street, they come to Beale Street looking for African American
music, entertainment,
yes, and history.
Yes.
They do that.
Culture.
Otherwise, they would never come.
Yes.
And when we were younger, and when Beale Street was flourishing during our age,
yes,
there wasn't any crime on Beale Street.
No.
The crime came when it became an entertainment center. And African Americans are not 100% responsible for the crime on Beale Street. Mm-hmm. Okay? Crime on Beale Street is made up of other people and other things that's going on that create the air for crime. So crime is going to show up where people are easy targets. Whereas people make themselves easy targets, then you're going to get a criminal element taking place. But in all of the other cities where blue light districts like Beale Street are present, they don't make policies that discriminate against people. Why would you make a policy to keep one ethnic group, African Americans, off the street to satisfy the other ethnic group who happen to be Caucasian, Europeans, and whites? Why? Mm-hmm. Because it's an era of racism. It's not real. See, racism is a figure of an individual's imagination.
Oh, I haven't heard that definition.
Well, that's what it is.
I haven't heard that definition.
So they try to reinforce that by implementing things against black people, African American people.
All right, let's go to Cedric. Since he said that, Cedric, that sounds like something to take a look at. 901-452-3094. 901-324-7490. We've got Cedric Kerberson in the studio. Talud El Amin, right here with us. And I'm Wallace Red, your moderator. Let's get to a little bit of racism. What is a racist? What is racism? Talud just put something in there. And it's interesting at how many so-called black people, African Americans, speak against themselves. And what do I mean by that? They look at something in the dictionary and they say, oh, this is the official definition of what a racist is, racism, etc. Weigh in on that part of it and let's see if Jim Strickland is a racist. Does Jim Strickland, and my take on it, Talud, is this: a racist, the discussion / debate boils down to racial hatred. That's what it boils down to. In other words, a group of people, such as white people, hating another group of people, such as black people / African Americans, if you will, hating them, and that is simply racial hatred.